going on, everybody? I am heading home. Oddly, the color to my face is no longer red. I just had a wonderful session with a chiropractor, massage therapist kind of office. They specialize in sports mobility recovery. So I got, they did the mobility assessment, which is pretty much where I thought I was. I had some stability issues in the right ankle, some issues with deflection, my hip flexors, and especially on the right side, my right lat, a few other things. He worked on those, put me on the table. Did not adjust me right away. Instead, did some active tissue release, and then cupping, which is that. For those that don't know what that is, that's that thing that Steve had done the other day, or Steve Cook did. We put the purples on there. Michael Phelps did it. Did it on the back side in two areas where the lat and the shoulder are really, really tight. And then after that, he did dry needling. It's kind of like acupuncture, but it's not. And then, so he basically ran down the right side of my back, which has been really, really tight. The right lat he really focused on, because the left side was really pliable muscle, really good, really released. Didn't have a lot of tension in it, but my right side, which is the side I had the thoracic issues with and injections and rhizotomy. So from years of compensating and having tensions and spasms on it, it would make sense that side was really, really tight, and it's usually really tight. So like when I foam roll at night and I release, I have to spend about a bit of time on my right. So he did the dry needle on the right, then around the right, right through here as well along the sides of the lat, and he did my glutes with the dry needling on the glute and the outside of the hip and the hip flexor part. And then after I'd been laying there a couple minutes, he brought out a little stimulator electrode thing that they hook up to each needle, and because those needles are not on the surface like your TENS units at some of those chiropractic clinics, so they're just going to put some stuff through your back. Now these needles are 3.5 inches in to the tissue, and so he ran the electrostimulus through it on the left side. After about 10 seconds, it deactivated, the muscle did. There wasn't a lot left, so it was pretty loose, pretty easy. When he was doing the right side, he had to do several 10-second passes at it, and we're going to have to do it again. My whole right side apparently is just really, really tight, and so he worked on a few things. He showed me a few stretches to really focus on the hip flexor releases. And then the numbness I've been having in my legs when I'm running, he determined it was from my shins, not so much the knees, but we did some rolling on those for a release in a certain way that I could definitely feel tension release. So I'm looking forward to the next run, which I think is tomorrow. But it feels so much better. I feel a lot better. And then after all that was said and done, he did some minor adjustments, nothing big. He doesn't want to do that until we get the tension issues resolved. But the hips, he had to adjust my right hip, where my femur goes into where it goes into the socket, was off. We could do a forward push on my knee, and I would have some impingement and it would hurt. So he made a couple small little pulls, nothing hard, just some minor pulls and a turn, and all of a sudden it went in. I could feel night and day difference on that. I didn't do gua sha. They do kind of like a gua sha, but it's not. They use the medical instruments for it, not the ivory horns or anything. That'll be not this time, but the time after, next time. So that was pretty cool. And then after all that was done, I was feeling so much better. I went and did the cryo, and oh my gosh, that is legitimately freaking cold as hell, but awesome. You get out and it's like an instant, just you come out of that minus 200 something chamber, and the rush of warm air, you're bloody, you're alive, your blood's flowing, whole 9 yards. It is just, I can't explain. You just feel fantastic. So after having all that stuff done that I had done today, I need to go drink a bunch of water, and I'm heading home. Worked out earlier this morning, so I don't have to worry about stressing on that. I just want to go home, chill with the wife and the kids, and relax, and then take it easy, get a bunch of water and fluids in. But it was overall, my experience was great. I go back next Thursday at 4:30, and we're going to do some more work on mobility. And he gave me exercise I have to do every day that I'll do in another video when I get home. That focus on thoracic release, and then opening up the hip flexors. There's 2 positions for the hip flexor one. It's the same kind of stretch, but 2 different positions for your feet and where you place your back foot. And I'm used to stretching them, but this one, when he did it to me, I'm gonna actually have to get my wife to help me with it. I have a feeling, for the first couple times that I do it, just because there's really that much pressure, and I didn't realize just that change that he made to it. You feel all the tension in those hip flexors, so we got to really open that up. And then on the next visit, we're going to really work on the inside of the thighs, the groin, and the hamstrings, which are really, really tight. So he's mapped it out for me. We're doing some systematic releases. He said it'll be 3 or 4 visits before I'm really out there. He identified some stuff that helped with my deflection for my squats and positioning. So we got to open that all up. But I'm really pleased about the choice that I made, the research that I put into this. I'm glad they take our insurance. That makes it a lot more affordable for me and practical. So never be afraid to find out if your insurance company will do the research. And I found out by doing some research, and I had actually called the insurance company and said, who do you have in the area? And then I made a list, started doing that, and asked around and everything. But these guys were great. So I have no complaints there. And I highly recommend making sure you take care of your body. And while you can be doing your stretching like I do stretching all the time, and I do static and dynamic release stretching, but I hadn't done them in these positions. So when you can get someone that actually evaluates your body and then specifically gives you certain stretches to go for, to work on the things that are bothering you and ailing you, that's night and day difference. Because you can stretch all you want and you think what you're doing is great, but when you have somebody else's second set of eyes, it really does make a big difference. And they taught me a different type of breathing to do before I do my stretches. They called it alligator breathing. I'll show you guys that too when I do a video at home. But that was gonna be different because I'd make this just really long. Overall, just a great experience. The cryo, I'll probably do. The insurance doesn't cover all of that, so I'll probably do that once every few months. We'll see what the cost is all the way through. But the regular visits, and I was there, he worked on it for over an hour. He's like, every time you come in, it's probably going to be around an hour. It was $65 or $35 for my copay. Excuse me. And so we're getting that all worked out. And it was $65 total with the cryo thrown in. So if I win the lottery, but yeah, I cannot. Wow, it was awesome. Worth it. So hopefully by the time April and May rolls around, summertime, my mobility will be a lot more improved. And he was really happy with he's the strength. He didn't see any imbalances in my strength. And I talked a little about the Steve Cook program, and who Steve was and all that, which was great. But so anyways, just thought I'd do a check-in, a shout-out on that. It was great. I'm really relaxed. I'm almost home. I'm going to go. Well, I got to get back on my laptop, finish up an hour of work that I owe him for today, and then, yeah, then I'm going to relax with the family and chillax, have a nice, peaceful evening chasing around a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I don't know. If I feel up to it, I'll put them on my back. I don't know if I want to because they had needles in my back. So, anyways, talk to you later. Peace out, everybody.